Today I'll demonstrate creating applique templates for more advanced applique embroidery. In a previous demonstration, I showed simple applique. Today we're doing a more advanced applique, in which applique templates are essential. The design I'm doing today includes 4 applique sections. If you'd like to follow along, the design is Wishes Won't Do Dishes, HM92 by Embroidery Central. For this project, which was quite involved, I've sewn a test sample which gave me some good ideas for how to go about the final project. The 4 applique sections include 2 separate sections for the bubbles, which will be cut into several pieces, a section for the plate and a section for the cup. We'll use our machine to cut this out for us. I have a sheet of 110-pound cardstock onto which I'll trace the shape of my hoop and cut that out. I'm taking regular cellophane tape and taping this cardstock cutout to the bottom of my hoop. Now I'll place this cardstock on my machine, ready to embroider. As I create the templates for these pieces, I'm going to mark each one with its corresponding color stop number in the sequence of the design. I want to create a nicely punched outline for each of these template pieces, so I'll start by removing the thread from the needle and turning off the thread out sensor so that my machine will continue sewing without the thread. But I could also stitch the template outlines on the cardstock and just remove the thread later. This design will also have several stitch stops in between the applique outline color stops. You may have editing software which allows you to remove these color stops before sewing, or your machine may work like mine, allowing you to skip over the undesired color stops as you go. Another method that many machines are capable of is a skip stitching function, which moves the machine for each stitch as if it were sewing but doesn't use the needle. That method is slower, so I'll use the function that allows me to skip entire color stops. As I create the templates, I'll mark each template area to match the corresponding color stops. My first color stop is number 1. This outlines the first pattern of bubbles. Part of the applique pattern of bubbles outlined in this section, the part on the left, is actually separated from the main body of the bubbles on the right, but they're both sewn in the same step. For this reason, I'll mark them both with the number 1. Now I skip the zigzag tack down on this design, which is color stop 2, and move right into the outline for the plate, which I can mark as color stop 3. After that, I'm skipping 2 more color stops down to color stop 7, which will outline the cup applique area. There are 2 more color stops to skip, the cup zigzag stitch and the silverware. Now I'm on color stop 11, which outlines all the remaining bubbles in the design. To make my template most useful, I'm going to mark each piece with the color stop number 11 and a letter to indicate their sequence within the color stop. So the first one will be 11A, the second one 11B, and so on. There! Now my entire sequence of applique templates has been nicely perforated on the cardstock by my embroidery machine. I can now cut them out along the lines. Now I have templates I can use for pre-cutting the applique fabric. My templates also can be stored with the other information for my design, all of which will make the final project much easier, and I can refer to them at any later time.